I'm Katie, the beauty editor. I hope you're well. I wanted to jump on today just briefly and just talk to you a little bit about my intense pulse light handpiece and explain what these light guides are used for, because I've had lots of questions recently asking me what they are because they've seen them in my videos. So, firstly, before I go any further, I want to just remind you how intense pulse light hair removal works. So, this is my handpiece, and this is what I use when I'm doing hair removal. This is a medical grade intense pulse light handpiece, and this is the largest light guide that I have. And the way it works is that the light from my IPL travels through my light guide, it penetrates the skin, and as it's penetrating the skin, it's actually turning into heat energy. So light is converting into heat energy. And as it's penetrating the skin, it's trying to target the melanin, which is naturally contained in our hair shaft. So once it finds that, that heat that's coming out of our light guide is heating the melanin in our hair shaft up to a critical temperature around 60 degrees Celsius, at which point, if we've caught the hair in the right growth phase, that hair will be permanently destroyed. So the reason why it's really, really important to have different light guides, you can see here I've got a smaller one here, which I use sometimes on the face. I have an even smaller one here, which I might use to do the upper lip if I was doing hair removal. And for treatments, such as red veins, I've actually got a smaller one, which I could put to use around the nose. It's really, really great for getting in those nooks and crannies. But for hair removal, the most important thing to understand about it is that we want to put this critical temperature into the hair shaft to heat it up and destroy the hair, but we don't want to damage the surrounding skin. And that's why these light guides can really help. If you imagine that I'm only trying to treat a small area like the upper lip, if I were to use a large applicator like the one that I've got on here, I would be putting unnecessary amounts of heat into the skin, which could potentially cause damage. You have to bear in mind that we haven't only got melanin in our hair shaft. Many of us naturally have melanin contained in our skin. So what we try and avoid is our intense pulse light machine getting confused between the melanin naturally contained in our skin as opposed to the melanin in our hair shaft. So hence I use a smaller light guide for a smaller area and a larger one for a larger area. It also enables me to treat a client much more quickly. If I was trying to do hair removal with one of the tiny applicators, or light guides I should say, then my client's not going to be very happy because it takes so long to finish. But I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight into why we have these different size light guides. The technology that I have with this Linton Lumina is absolutely incredible. Any questions about what I've talked about today, get in touch. I can't wait to see you in the clinic soon.